Welcome back, everyone, to the final installment of Folklore. I've completed every quest with both characters, I've gotten every folk, I've maxed every folk. Now all that's left to do is beat the game. Let us return to the Netherworld Core. Southernmost point in the village, and we will go into the portal. And now we skip straight to the end. Here we are. Now this time, instead of the twin trees, I shall go into the murk. That's it. That contains my memories. I was injured deep within the ruins. I gave blood to the fairies to save Hervé. I bled profusely, nearly to death. But I was saved, and Hervé died. Why? Because I prayed? Did the fairies take Hervé away? You can't keep running forever. For young Cecilia, the truth was harsh. Cecilia, she couldn't bear to accept what happened, but you are Cecilia no longer. I'm frightened. It's okay. Now go. How reassuring. Don't worry about it. It's gross every time. At first, I'm not scared anymore. I'm sorry. Dr. Lester, I have a wish. Man, some of that was tough. Oh?
Hervé, you do understand your ailment.
I'm no longer afraid of death. I was once. I was terrified.
But we must tell your parents.
Cecilia must live. When I was so lost, she extended her hand to me. She gave me strength.
What on earth should I do?
Doctor, there's no time. Dr. Lester, when you meet my parents, tell them that I thank them for always smiling, no matter how much anguish my sickness caused them, and for bringing me to this village at the very end of my life.
Hervé, you...
And tell them that I wish all the happiness in the world to my unborn sister and to Cecilia. Doctor, have no doubt. This is my only wish.
Hervé. I returned heavily wounded with my wrists bleeding. Then he entrusted me to Dr. Lester's care and died. I'd completely forgotten. Hervé saved me. Not many people lived in the village, and not one whose blood type matched yours. So the doctor had to muster the courage to make a painful decision on the spot. That's why he was tormented for all those years. And that's why he never told a soul, not even his wife. Fairy Lord, Bogle, I'm sorry, but the spear can stay where it is. Can you hear something? The only other person here is... Scarecrow? He didn't come for the twin trees, did he? What's that? Damn, the concentrated negativity. It's being absorbed. Scarecrow! Sorry, Ellen. This is the moment I've been waiting for. What are you doing, Scarecrow? I will teach humans the horrors of death. Their ignorance is what allows cruelty to persist. Fear will make the world a better place. No war, no murder. I've sucked up the fear of death. Whee! Now I just spurt it out across the earth. Stop. That is quite enough. Wee-hee-hee, Cecilia. This is what you wanted. I was born from your desires. I will not rest until your wishes are granted. Oh dear. Alright. Time to get real. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Am I allowed to hit? That's a lot of... Whoa! Can I not target it? I can't target it. I just have to aim freely. What's this? I have to actually get good? I don't know about this. This is an interesting boss. And I can't look anything up about it either. This is just... what's on the screen right now? Oh, I can target it? Crow of Rage. Get wrecked. Crow of Sorrow. Get double wrecked. You do not want to mess with freaking Automata. This is really cool, these attacks. But Automata is incredibly powerful, so I think we're done here. Right? Huh? Scarecrow? That folk is overpowered. My god. You've heard of the 3-eyed raven? This is like the 20-eyed raven. Whoa. Is that okay?
You won't get to the real world.
That's not what the subtitle says. Oh, damn. What?
Ellen!
Oh, he sealed a bunch of my stuff. Oh, okay. I can equip that. No element. Yikes. Thrumpin' I don't care about, and I think it's defense only. Degasser. Ambush. Kill Molus. Oh, Agma. And Barghest, very good. Grab bag could potentially be useful. And honey pot. Let's do what we can. Oh goodness, look at this crow head, just crow head. Ow, 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 ow. How about Barghest? This is interesting. Gotcha. This is such an interesting boss. The bosses in this game are all cool anyway. But they went all out for this one. Gotcha. Okay. What, they're just back? Wait, is he immune now? He's not immune to that. He is immune to no element now, though. And Agma? Did they unlock any more of my... No. That's a lot of water. I guess I'll just pound on them with my, my early game damage dealer, the Degasser. So many crows, so many crows, so many crows. Ouch. I gotta shut these guys down. The Barghest isn't quite as practical as I would have liked. I gotta stop getting right in front of those water bubbles. Rats. Wear down already, jeez. Did I upgrade my Degasser or not? There we go. Sit down, buddy. See how much fun you have when there's only one of you. Ouch. Boom, 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 boom. I just keep spawning right in front of the freaking water bubbles. Not a good look for my Degasser. Whoa. This is such an interesting boss, though. Get wrecked. Ouch. Now what? They're back again. Can I do anything else? Wait, I have more stuff. Look at all this. Okay. Oh, baby. I wonder. Hey, Palor's a fun one. And that's a lot of lightning. I guess the idea... Whoa. I guess the idea here is to wait to see what element the enemies use, and then counter, because Peg Palor is very anti-thunder. He destroyed those books in the Endless Corridor like there were nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Boom! Sit down. How many more elements do you want me to absorb, buddy? Oh, are they gone? Look at that boss. Whoa! That isn't doing anything. Let's do this. Yeah, it looks like everybody's up for grabs now. I'll take it. I can't get close. That does it, though. Yeah, that's not really practical. I'll stick with the Boobery. And I don't know if this will necessarily work, but when I get that shield down, I'm gonna lay into him. This is some shield. Oh boy. Yeah, there we go. Actually, if that works, why don't I also do the grab bag? Just lay onto him for an hour. Look at that. Look at that. It's vicious. The shield's back, but for how long? Not very long, that's how long. Look at this ridiculous damage. It's insane. Shield's back, but again, for how long? All these multi-stage attacks are just devastating him. He doesn't have an answer to my stuff. Look at this. That Radiant is bananas, man. Shield's already back up, though? Whoa, 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 what is this? Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Oh?
Ellen, this is the entirety of humanity's fears. It is more than any human can bear.
I brought this fear upon myself. I'll take care of it by myself.
Oh. That's a lot.
Ellen, I'll take half your burden.
Keats?
That's a thing I can do?
Ellen, don't overdo it.
You have done well, Ellen. It seems it is time to repay my debt. All of my power. Right here. Right now!
That drama. It's weird to control this.
What's his power?
Oh, not this. Ugh, the worst. Yes, please change to this. This is what I like. Yes. Hervé. First Hervé's father, then Ryan, all because of me. Why must people die? Why must people grieve and hate one another? What would make the world better? Where did things go wrong? I only wanted to save Hervé. Huh. Hello? Who's that? Don't cry. You'll make me sad, wee-hee. Let's play. I'm Scarecrow. Scarecrow? Yup, we'll be friends forever. Ellen, poor girl, don't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. As Cecilia, you wished for a world that feared death. That way people would stop hating each other. That desire is what gave birth to me. But you are little Cecilia no longer. I was born to grant Cecilia's wish, but it seems my job is done. Wee-hee. Sorry, Ellen. Scarecrow, thank you for everything. You helped me recall my precious memories. I'm cold. Lastly, I can see a view of my sweet hometown. And dear Keats, may we meet again. Why endanger your life for Ellen? My mission here is complete. This is farewell for all of eternity. Keats, I am grateful that destiny put you on my side. I didn't do this for you. I know, Keats. That's why I thank destiny and not you. That's very kind. I have changed since meeting you. Belgae, you have been a most loyal servant. In life, a warrior who sacrificed himself to save me. It pleased me to have you by my side. My final destination awaits. Levain. Goodbye, both of you. Levain's life has expired. Now she shall rest. Where is she gone? Home. Rest in peace. Ellen. Where am I? The sanctuary beneath the henge? Just what did I see here? I was just a child. You were a mere child. I prayed to save Hervé. You prayed for your friend. A voice told me to give my blood. Thou wert commanded to spill thine blood. Ah! That's it! It was you! Yes. After 17 years, I have repaid the debt. I am the fairy which you sought.
Levan? My duty is done. 5,000 years was a long time. Ellen, if ever someone is hurt or in anguish, enter the Netherworld and help them. For the Netherworld belongs to the living.
But can I do that?
You can, for that is your gift. Like the flame that once lit the darkness, you will be a beacon that shines in the Netherworld. Farewell, Ellen.
Goodbye, Levan.
What, I'm just playing? Where do I go from here? The pub? That seems a little... Oh wait, there's a person here. But it's just O'Connell. Ellen, I've been through rather a lot, but I'm glad I came to the village. You've been a savior to me. I can make a fresh start now. My Lulu may be gone, but she'll always live on in my heart. I will not forget her. I cannot. For the rest of my life, Lulu will be there living it with me. I found what I've been searching a very long time for. No, you found it for me. Mr. O'Connell. I like that closure, but I guess, is this a case where I just hit up everybody? Well, Harriet shouldn't be home at this point. Yeah. You know what, though? I'm gonna see if I can get closure with each living person. Yeah, Suzette, if she's home. If she's not here, then perhaps in the clinic. Oh, Ellen, you're leaving? You've been like a daughter to me ever since you were young. Without the clinic, without Dr. Lester, I wouldn't be here. They saved my life and gave me a second chance. I just wish I could have had the chance to thank him. Would have been nice. And you're right. You're still with us. That alone makes opening the clinic worth it. By the way, Mrs. Lester, how is Suzette? She left. She said she needed to make amends. I see. Well, I hope she finds a happy future, or it finds her. I'm sure it will, dear, and let's pray that it does. So I guess she's not here then. That leaves only, I think, 2 people left to talk to. Assuming one of them is even here. So you're leaving us, Ellen? I am. Thank you for everything. What will you do? I like it here, so I plan to stay put. But don't you worry about me. Hard to dull my spirits. Heh. Can I ask you one favor? Of course, name it. Charlotte needs a father. I'm sorry. Some things just need to be said. That sounds so funny coming out of my mouth. I bet it does. Didn't know you had it in you to be so blunt. But I suppose I need a little push before I'll do some things. I'll take care of her, I promise. You'll be a great father. Ellen, I've thought about a trip to the Netherworld. What? Actually, when I said there were 2 people left, assuming one of them was here, I forgot about Charlotte herself. Let's give her a quick talk if she's around. You're going away? Well, that's okay. So bye. For now. But come back soon. Alright. Now, for the last person, like, if this person isn't here, then I really don't know what other option I have, unless I want to just make it night. But I'll give this a shot. I've never gone in here as Ellen, I don't think. Yeah, he's just chilling. Have you said your farewells? Yes, I'm ready. Thanks for everything. Wasn't anything special. You don't look too well. Does it show? Head feels a bit foggy is all. Could you do me one favor? I'd just like to take a quick look around your room. Is this another puzzle? What are you looking for? Just a treasure, you might say. Something important to me. Curious? Okay, well I guess I know where we're going as Keats. I was wondering if Keats needed to talk to all the villagers too. Oh, we're just here. In the Nemesis memory, something was in the corner.
Huh? 1989? The final issue?
The Loch Ness Monster was on the cover, like the title of the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, now I see. Of course, of course. A masterpiece. What a striking resemblance. Quite a fine job. I can't believe that that I'd miss such a thing.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, Hervé and Keats did kind of dress sort of alike. Perhaps she saw Keats the whole time. Yes, that would explain it. I'm afraid we've been unforgivably brash. Nah, I'm the one who held things up. I do hope that a faithful servant is entitled to one little bit of folly at the end. Levain will forgive yours truly for this one. Farewell, Sir Keats. 'Twas a wonderful journey. If I ever have a chance to drop in on this world, perhaps we can ponder the mysteries of existence while warming ourselves with some fine ale. Do you like ale, Sir Keats? Yes, of course. Until then.
This is the Netherworld too, right?
This is the editorial department for Unknown Realm. And you are keeping me from my work.
This guy.
But that time, I sought help on the cliff of Thee. You came.
Ah, for heaven's sake. I was just curious. A lady called and asked for help.
Oh, the water's spoiled. I'll make some tea. Oh.
I don't know. You do things I'd never dream of doing. I've got to pull this story together. This is not a place for you.
I'm glad I went to Doolin, because that's where I met you. Goodbye, Keats, and thank you.
Brilliant. This is fabulous.
That's a really cool ending. And I'm definitely liking this painting of the credits. This is a beautiful game. An amazing soundtrack, amazing visuals. A lot of repetitive gameplay if you want to level up your stuff, but if you just want to go, quite the spectacle. And those bosses were something else, especially the final one. Very clever ways in which you fight. More of the early ones than the last one. The last one was kind of a test of your memory of elemental weaknesses. But the designs are just something else. What an absolutely gorgeous game. Dungeon trial system designers. The dungeon trial was an interesting idea. Users can upload their own dungeons that they create within a certain set of parameters. But the thing is, there's zero design differences among any of them. The only thing that changes is the path you take and the enemies you fight. The actual backgrounds are very bland, and you are going to be in there for a long time if you want to unlock stuff. Manga sequence programmer, that was clever. A lot of the cutscenes were kind of stills, sort of, but they definitely were frames of manga pages. That was very interesting. And the full video cutscenes, while not terribly numerous, definitely left an impression when they did show up. Art director is something else. This game is unbelievably beautiful. I guess they really wanted to show off how cool an HD game could look. This is a very early PS3 game, so I can imagine that when you turn this on, this is quite the difference from PS2 stuff you might have been familiar with. They really made sure this thing looked vibrant as could be. You know, the 3D character models and texture designers. It's interesting that each character left a lasting impression, even though some of them died surprisingly early in the game. I thought this whole game was going to be a murder mystery, and it kind of was. That wasn't really the point overall, but it's interesting that in a village of like 6 people, multiple people are being eliminated, and we still don't know who did it. It's interesting that it was Suzette, but ultimately kind of because of our mother, but we feel that it was because of us. It's kind of clever how the game played with your expectations. When it was finally revealed that Cecilia did the killings, I was like, how is that physically possible though? And it turns out it wasn't. Ellen blamed herself because her memories were interfering with her visions of the truth. But no, her mother killed Suzette's mother, and then Suzette did more killings because her mother went insane based on what happened to us. Such a tragic set of events. All we wanted to do was save Hervé's life, and look at how things turned around. So much death as a result. Engines make anything. But it's interesting though that Scarecrow was our creation, and I appreciate that though he was the final boss, it's not like he was trying to take over the world, or my god, he was the villain the whole time. He was just trying to grant our wish, but just in a way that adult us realizes was not a good idea after all. You know, if people would only fear death, then maybe they wouldn't kill each other. And Scarecrow's like, alright, I'll spread fear everywhere. You're like, wait. 17 years later, I'm kind of questioning my decision earlier. Also interesting that Ellen made the wish on Levane. I mean, you could tell that the spear was hers, but it still didn't really occur to me that she was the one that granted us our wish in the first place. That was kind of a clever touch. Also, the Fairy Lord wasn't really a villain, even though he was looking creepier and creepier. He just wanted to bring things back to the way they were. I appreciate that there was no real bad guy throughout this whole game. The Fairy Lord and Levane both had their goals, and both of them had pretty solid reasons for justifying their goals. And even Regine, who went insane and like treated her daughter terribly and tried to kill us, it's because we were kind of responsible for Hervé's death. We didn't know that Hervé sacrificed himself for us. The doctor never told anybody. So it was like, did Cecilia kill Hervé? And then our mom kills her husband too. No wonder she went mad. She's probably the closest we got to a bad guy in the game, where she's just plotting revenge and getting ready to stab us on a cliff, but considering the circumstances, I see why she's so furious all the time. My god. Interesting that after death, she was like, oh yeah, well now I see things. Could you do me a favor? It just felt weird to do a quest for her. That was kind of funny. And speaking of quests, it really was cool to see a lot of character building that a lot of them provided, including DLC. I was pleased that the DLC wasn't just, also, go into a world and do stuff because, I don't know. It actually gave us information that contributed to the main game, and even to a degree the main story. That's kind of a nice touch. It's a little disappointing when DLC just feels like filler, and this wasn't that. I mean, some of the gameplay in the DLC got really difficult and got to be kind of a nuisance at points, where you have to do weird absorptions while 100 enemies are jumping on you. But it was cool to see where they went, even if the rewards weren't so great. But I gotta say, the folk rewards were quite interesting. And by the way, speaking of folk, it turns out that there are, I think, 2 American, well, not really American, but Western exclusive folk. I believe Grab Bag, I think, is one of them. I forgot the other, but Europe actually has 2 exclusive folks as well. And again, I forgot what one of them is, but the other is Pigly, and you will believe that pigs can fly. It's a flying pig. So it's unfortunate that it is completely impossible to get every single folk that was ever designed, because you're going to be left -2. Even if you get all the DLC, I cannot get the UK folk unless I play the game on I buy the game on UK PSN or something. Similarly, someone in the UK cannot possibly get the American folk unless they import the American copy or play an American PSN or something and use an American account to get those. But otherwise, it's still really cool to get as far as we could with this. I still cannot believe that the servers are still up for the dungeon trial modes. I would have sworn that there was no way that I was going to get Alphard, that alternate pegged Powler creature, the Durgar. I thought there was no way I was going to get that. This is a 2007 game, and I'm playing this in 2019, but nope, no problem. That's like the most shocking thing, I think, about this game, is that they're still keeping that going for those of us who are getting onto it really, really late, like I am. 12 years late? No problem, I got ya. Get those folks. Not a problem. Yeah, the voice actors. It's interesting that all these people did have voice actors. Also, wow, Belgay was the ship's captain. Nice. It's just kind of amusing to me that so much of this game is told in text. But don't forget, there are a couple of cutscenes where people talk. I mainly remembered Keats and Ellen's voice, but yep, other people have lines. Whoa, the music just threw me with that silence. I'm actually curious as to where this is going to go. Also, I do like, I didn't mention it at the very beginning, but I do like that there's a little bit of animation going on in the background. I think you can kind of see the water angle adjusting toward the beginning. We have lyrics? Really? Damn. But I like the little, I don't know what they are, fireflies or will-o'-the-wisps or something floating around that provides that sort of mystical feel. I super did not expect a song with lyrics. That really took me by surprise. And it's in Japanese. Yeah, CA Santa Monica Studios. And also these credits are unskippable. I mean, fair enough, I guess. It took a while to get here, and again, being a very early PS3 title, I'm sure it's a big deal to show off just what went into making this. The credits are slow, though. Now, I did mention toward the beginning of the Let's Play, when I played as Keats for the first time, that even though the dungeon, like the levels, are identical in terms of architecture, the creatures are different enough to keep it interesting. But even so, you are going through the motions a second time. On one hand, I guess I could have kept a little bit of variety going by doing all Ellen and then all Keats, but the thing is, certain story points would have probably come up a little earlier than I would have liked for the other character. So as far as plot progression, I think I prefer the way I ended up actually doing it, where one character's story could explain the others, and I could see what was going at the time. The only, quote, downside is that I had to play the same level twice, and even the same boss twice, although I do very much appreciate that you fight the bosses in different ways. And again, the Undersea Kingdom, which had different enough bosses, they were still very similar in design, but it wasn't literally the same boss. That was kind of cool. But that Fleshram boss has got to be one of my favorite designs for a boss in a while. And that final boss with all the crows was gorgeous. Just that freakish amalgamation of crows. Amusing that it comes from Scarecrow. I mean, I know the obvious connection to crows, but scarecrows are supposed to scare crows, not attract them or be made of them. I mean, it certainly provided an amazing visual, though. Even if that shield did come back up a bunch of times faster than I would have hoped for toward the end. But man, I know I was playing with DLC monsters, but those things just tore everything apart. Keats' fight with Scarecrow was so fast because I was using something that I wasn't really meant to have. Yeah, I was supposed to use fire on him, but it would have been the volcano, which is just a spurt that you can hold down for a little while, or maybe the Agapanthus, which is that vertical downward punch, which is nice, but I mean, the Automata just had a giant fire steady beam. It was ridiculous. And now we get special thanks. Folklore uses Havoc? What? Havoc.com Inc. And it is licensors. My god, 1999 to 2004. Unreal. Sorry, not Unreal. Havoc. End. Oh, nice. Do I get like a game clear save or something, I wonder? No, but I guess that makes sense. I could always replay the end. I suppose the last thing I'll show you is this. With some of the DLC came, let's just say, alternate options. So let's take a look at a little bit of a costume gallery. So we have Ellen's normal costume, of course. Then we have Special. This must be for beating the game. I've never seen this. I've only been aware of the Special 2 stuff, which I guess was the DLC stuff. So just standard casual clothes. Special 2 was the DLC thing. Very different aesthetic. Then we have the Cloak of Sea, which is the normal version. And yeah, this was that Christmas DLC, which is pretty amusing. So nothing changed there. Fairy Cloak. Yeah, also a really cool look. Those wings on the back. That's awesome. There was nothing for Warcadia. I guess that's just the one cloak you stick with. Cloak of the Deep. Special was... yeah, it looks kind of like a wetsuit, but it has the fins, which is awesome. So that one was a DLC thing as well, as was the Fairy Cloak. Nothing for Endless Corridor, that's just the way it is. Cloak of Twilight. The Special was also the DLC thing. A little more of like a wing look, and even wing design in the back. It's kind of cool. Whoops. Oh, okay, no, pressing circle just takes you back anyway. And then the final cloak, that's just the way it is. And then Keats has a couple... whoa. I've only seen like one of these. But let's see what we have. Special. Oh my god, that's amazing. He looks like freaking Alucard from Hellsing. This is what I was more familiar with. I'm not sure what that's aesthetic supposed to be. Like, looks freaking cool though. And this, I think, was like a DLC thing. Just chilling. And then finally, Transcension. I love the Special look for this one. This is a DLC thing. This is insane. Like, the hat is the head. It just looks like a hat, sort of, but it also has a sort of alien look to it. It's crazy. And then the regular Transcension looks like Mr. Hyde or something. I really almost never used Transcension, did I? For the most part, I don't feel that I really needed to. There were a few times it would have made my life a little easier, though. In any case, that was Folklore. Utterly gorgeous. Well, we've done it. We've beaten Folklore. And what a fascinating journey it was. I really gave most of my thoughts during the ending credits of the game anyway. Entertaining game, cool to play as two characters, though very repetitive considering the levels are just about identical. What keeps you coming back is the folks themselves, and it's really cool that, as far as I'm aware, all of the regular folks in the game are named after actual either mythological beings or things related to them. The names all derive from something, which I thought was rather fascinating. There are, so many folks in the game. I would say just look them up if you're interested, if you want to see the names, and I don't know if etymology is the right word, perhaps just the historical or mythological parallels. Really cool. Now, as far as region-exclusive folks, I was incorrect about the American one. I think I said it was Grab Bag. It's not. It's that Quesarilli, that doll-looking one, that first one I got as a DLC creation. That was the result of a submitted design for a folk contest, which is pretty cool. And Europe has two exclusive folks. One of them is that flying pig called Piggly. I'm not sure where that one comes from. I don't believe that was the character design contest. That goes to a lion-looking folk that was the result of a character or folk design contest. And then Japan has 3 exclusive folks, and 2 of them I think are references to real people. One of them is a human head, and the other is just a person in an eccentric costume. And the third is, it looks like the mascot of some gaming magazine. So those are more, they're not Easter eggs because they're right there, you just get them, but they're more winks at the audience, I think, than the design a character contest or Piggly. I don't know. It says it's part of the Piggly Pack, which is DLC. I don't know. That might have just been another thing that Europe had. But it's interesting to see that there are various region-exclusive folk, though of course it is unfortunate that it is impossible to get all of them in one game. If you want the European folk, you have to get a European version of the game, and the Japanese folk, the same, and the one American folk, again, the same. So if you're a super... I don't even know if this would apply to completionists, because again, you can't get them all in one pack, but you would need 3 copies of Folklore if you wanted to have every folk in the game. That's a bit much. But otherwise, I've pretty much said what I wanted to say. The story was legitimately interesting, and it actually fooled me. I did not just see where it was going the whole time. And the character and creature designs were just fantastic, especially the creative way in which you handle those bosses. And I love the final boss, the Crow's design. I love the Fleshrum's design in particular. There's so much cool stuff going on. And by the way, regarding Scarecrow being an Ellen Half-Life this entire time, go way back to the opening cutscene of the game, where it opens storybook style, like once upon a time, and then it goes into the real game. You could see a little depiction of Scarecrow in the book from the very beginning. It's very easy to miss, but they're not actively trying to hide it. It's more like, did you see that? It's pretty entertaining how that works. And I also like how Keats, it seems that Keats might be a Half-Life for Ellen. I think that's what that was supposed to be. He looks like kind of what Hervé would look like all grown up. The drawing was very similar. That's why Keats had such an amusing revelation, because remember, Half-Lives do not necessarily know why they exist. So Keats must have realized that Ellen had this passionate need for Hervé because they were super best friends when they were kids. So that would explain where he is. And when Keats is in his editor's office, there's a chance that might be his Netherworld, because when you see Keats and Ellen interacting in there, Ellen said something about, I forgot what her exact line was, but it was something about she referred to the human world, I think, in a way that made it sound like they weren't currently there. So the ending, it did take me, like I did think about it for a little bit, and I did some Googling to see what general interpretations were, but that seems to be about what the consensus is. So that's pretty cool. In any case, this was a really fun game to play, and again, what a spectacle. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed playing it. And of course, special thanks go to Dracologist and DJ Gamer for their awesome title cards, and to Freecar for requesting this game in the first place. This is a really cool title that I think is sadly overlooked. So this has been a wonderful time. We're going to see what we get into next time. Until next time, everyone.